Is your inbox looking like this? Are you getting tons and tons of requests for business manager partner on Meta? Well, it's a legitimate email, but not from somebody you trust. So don't click on it. This is a way for Meta to do some things with your Facebook account for trusted partners, but you probably don't have a trusted partner, so don't click on it. I've already had a friend lose their Facebook and another lose their group. Let's talk about how we can protect ourselves and protect our Facebook assets.
Side Hustle Suitcase, unpacking tips, tools, and strategies to help you grow your business and create the life you want, with your host, Paul Gowder.
Welcome to the Side Hustle Suitcase. My name is Paul Gowder, and I want to unpack some of the tips, tools, tricks, and things I've learned from being in this digital space for over 30 years. Today, I want to talk to you about how we can protect ourselves. If we're building a business, if we're a creator looking to build our personal brand, Facebook and Meta are super important. I've talked about it before, but right now there is a huge opportunity for organic reach on Facebook and Meta. But there's also some issues, and we have to really protect ourselves. So the first thing you need to know is that in the Meta universe, your personal profile is the master key that unlocks everything. So you have to start with protecting that first. And that means turning on two-factor authentication. That means changing your password. That means using the advanced protection program on Facebook. But it also means being very careful about what you click on and what kind of things you use, like plugins and Chrome extensions and things like that. All the protection we're going to talk about today can all be overcome if you click on it and give things the access to it. So first thing I want you to do is to go into Facebook and make sure that you go through the security and password settings. They actually have some things to walk you through and make sure that you have all that turned on. You want to look for two-factor authentication, and you want to make sure that you're using a secure password first. We also want to go in and regularly, you need to do this, is go to your settings, security, apps, and websites, and look for anything in there that you don't recognize. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do it right here with you. I just clicked on it and noticed that there are some things here that I haven't used in a long time. So I'm going to go through here. I don't need Kickstarter anymore. I don't need Quora. Zoom, I do use that regularly. I'll leave it. Etsy, TikTok, and I don't know what tax is, so I'm definitely going to remove that. Go through these and check and make sure that they're something you know and trust, and remove it if you don't. And look at all these apps. I clicked view more, and there's a ton of them in here. I've got to go through and do it myself and audit this and make sure there's nothing in here that is nefarious. But also, if you haven't used it in a while, go ahead and remove it just in case you don't have any relationships or security risk with these applications. Next, let's look at two-factor authentication. You may see it 2FA. Two-factor authentication just means that when you log in, you're using your password, something that you know, but then it's going to use some other method of logging in, whether that's using like an authenticator app, texting you a code. When you see those kind of things, that means it's two-factor. You're using your password and something else in addition to getting, some other additional piece of information to get you logged in. Make sure you turn that on. Next, I want to talk about two programs inside of Meta and Facebook that you can do that will offer you some advanced protection and some security. First, that is Meta Verified. Meta Verified now is a paid program inside of the Facebook application or Instagram, and that's where you get the blue check mark next to your name. Now, what this gives you is some ways to contact Meta support. It gives you a direct line to get support, and I've had to use it on my personal profile, and it worked. This is not a 100% guarantee. It's not going to always work. If something does happen, the person I was referring to in the intro, she lost her Facebook account. She's tried to go through Meta Verified. It hasn't worked. So this is not a 100% insurance policy, but I recommend doing it. I think right now the charge is like $14.99 a month. That's the cheapest insurance policy you're ever going to buy. Go ahead and buy that. It does give you some additional things too, as far as inside of the Facebook platform, but I highly recommend it. Remember, I said this earlier, your Facebook personal profile is the key to everything. Everything you do on here, when you create pages and you create, assets or ad accounts, all of that hinges back to your personal profile. So that is where we need to start with security, and turning on Meta Verified is one of those big keys to making sure that is secured. Next, I want to tell you about Advanced Protection on Facebook. This is a free program that many people have never heard of, but it is inside of your Meta account. You'll need to go through, look, here's some steps on how to do it. You go to your profile, you look into settings and your password settings, and you look for a program called Advanced Protection. Now, it's only rolled out to certain eligible accounts. So if you don't see it in your profile, it just means it hasn't been there now. Just keep checking back. But if you see the Advanced Protection program, go ahead and go through the process and turn that on. It's just another layer of security for your Meta account. Now let's talk about protecting your Facebook pages. Again, the key is we have to protect our Facebook personal profile, but then the page is always tied to that, and the page is another piece of Meta asset. The first thing I want you to do is make sure that you go through and look at the business partners that you've set up. This is what that email is trying to do. Meta gives you a way as a business owner to partner with people, whether they're going to come in and maybe run your ad account. Maybe they're going to manage your comments. Maybe they are going to post for you. You can do all of that through the business manager side of Facebook. And this process, these emails that you're getting by the dozens, is people attempting to get into your Meta business account or your Meta page and become a partner, and you're giving them access and permissions to do things. So we want to go through that and check and see who's listed there. All right, let me tell you how to do it. I can't show you it because it would give away some information, but you're going to go to business.facebook.com. You're going to look underneath. There's a section called users. Underneath that, you'll have people, partners, and system users. The people are individuals that you've given access to. Now, while we're here, I want to go ahead and tell you another thing I want you to do for your page. That is add a backup admin. That can be your spouse, a close friend, mentor, who's somebody you actually trust. Add them as a second admin. And so if you get locked out of your personal profile, you're not going to lose complete access to your page. And all the things I've said before, make sure that person on their personal profile has two-factor turned on, has Meta verified, has the advanced protection, okay? Because again, if they're a backup admin, security is dependent on them as well. But this is a good way to make sure that you don't get locked out of your page if you lose your personal profile. But while you're there under people, you'll see, and like on mine, I have some people that I do let manage comments, that I do let do some posting, that I have a group that's helping me run Meta ads. So all of that is in here in your partners and people. Go through that. And if you don't see anybody, if you see a name that you don't know, delete them, check their permissions, and check this often. You can also find this under page settings, under roles. One of my frustrating things about Meta and Facebook in general is what I'm telling you could be a little different on your screen and how you get to it, depending on what kind of page you have. If you're a creator account, it's all in a little bit different place. Just in general, go and find those things. And when you're looking at roles, go ahead and look at what role you've assigned people. If you have, you can assign admin, editor, moderator, and those do come with different levels of access. Admin, you want to minimize that as much as possible. That needs to be a spouse or a very trusted person. Editor does let them do some things on your page that are public. Moderator is just going to be people moderating comments and deleting or adding comments. So a little less invasive, but they still have access to do things. Bottom line, if you get one of those emails, don't click on it. If you are working with a partner who needs to do that, then work with them directly. Go into Facebook, manually go to your business manager and look for that partnership request. Don't click the link in the email. It'll be there. Just avoid clicking links in general. I've heard lots of Facebook experts over the years talk about this. Does having an ad account give you extra support or extra access to support? There's some truth to this. There is an avenue of support through the Meta ad manager. But I have found over the years that when I've tried to do that, they don't have access to the same thing that like Meta verified technical support does, but they can get in touch with people and they can help you out. So does having an ad account help? It's not going to hurt you. If I always recommend to people, do something like spending $1 a day trying to drive traffic maybe to an email landing page and build up your email list. I think that's a valuable use of $1 a day, and it gives you another touch point inside the Meta universe. And so that you have that extra little support if you need. Also, as you spend money on Meta, you will get offers to talk to Meta professional ad managers that will help you do that over time. I get them a couple times a year. They'll send me an offer, and then you get to work with somebody inside of Meta to help optimize your ads. Huge benefit. And again, that's another person you can talk to. And when you get that relationship, it lasts for a couple of months. So if something happens during that time, you have another person that you can talk to. Again, we want to open up as many ways that we can protect ourselves as possible. So don't just run ads for support, but it is a great way to do some other things with your business, reach those goals. And while it's there, it is another door that's cracked open just a little bit. If something does happen, let's talk about how you do get support. There is a business help center, and that's your first stop. Go there. It's not super detailed. It's not, you're probably not going to get to a real person, but it is a place to start. There is a help community, a group that you can talk to and get some answers there. Again, though, Meta Verified is where you're going to actually get in touch with a real person and have a support chat with them. When you do start having problems, make sure you're documenting everything, screenshotting, keep track of those emails. And so that when that time does come and you do get in touch with somebody, you'll have all of that. And if you do get hacked, if you do get compromised, there is a place in Facebook for you to go to, facebook.com/hacked, HACKED. And that is where they want you to go to start that inquiry. This happens, unfortunately, a lot. So they do have a process for it, and you can try to get access there. And then you can go through the Meta Verified support as well. But the first thing, facebook.com/hacked. Unfortunately, though, recovery is not always guaranteed. And even if it is, it may not be quickly. They don't have a dedicated phone line, so you can only do this through a verified chat. And I've done it. It works, but it is frustrating. It is slow. Sometimes it can take days to get answers. So be patient. The best thing to do, though, is to make sure you don't click on anything, be very vigilant, and be as careful as you can, and do the verified and all the other steps I've talked about to secure this as best you can. But the recap is, what I want you to do this week to protect yourself in the best way possible: turn on two-factor authentication. Make sure that you are safe and secure. You got a good password. Turn on the Facebook Protect if you haven't already. Add a backup admin to your page and your group if you run a group. Go through and audit all the page roles and connected apps. Remove anything that you don't need. And never click a link. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you never need this information or never get compromised and have to go through this process. You need this information. You need to watch this and share it with others, because we all have to be as careful as possible. Unfortunately, Facebook and YouTube and all these other platforms are letting us build our businesses, but their support and their processes for when problems arise are not caught up to the level of tools they do to let you grow your business. Until then, just be as careful as you can. Thanks so much for watching.